there's a thing called velocity banking, right? The same way that, people are teaching the compounding and teaching the DeFi. People have been doing that for 100 years in the traditional markets, leveraging your property, leveraging your assets, taking loans out against it to secure more capital. And it's the same concept in the DeFi space. So, that is, part of the diversification. Okay. For me, Bitcoin is the alternative to the bank, right? If banks are freezing funds and not giving guys their money, right? I don't think a lot of people are going to be going to buy just a bunch of gold. I think they'll be all moving towards digital currencies, right? They're going to move into currencies that they can hold and they can interact with peer to peer if they have to, right? And then you have assets that you can accumulate during this time, right? And I think the control mechanisms of food and the lack of supply chains and things that are happening, thinking about alternative, why today is people getting their loans cleared out. This is part of the cycle. It's the first stage. There'll be other debt wiped out, right? And if they're wiping it out for retail, they're going to wipe it out for businesses as well. And what kind of crisis will that create? So funded accounts on the FTMO, if you don't have one, I say, you got time, right? This is not going to happen overnight, right? Even though we see that the currency's failing, things aren't going to just poof overnight. The dollar, I don't think, is going away. It's still going to be a reserve currency, but it will also get weaker, and people will also look for alternatives, right? We were already talking about how weak the dollar was before, these currencies in Britain, the yen, all the other, euros all started collapsing, right? So if the dollar is going to collapse, I would always think it's going to be last, right? The same way we adopted credit cards and different things last. So, inside the news, it is going to be part of, our trading for the next 2 or 3 months. And the reason why I mentioned move to earn, the reason why I mentioned, I want you guys to know that is the new cycle. That is where the economy, that's by design, right? The electric cars and getting rid of gas cars by 2026 is by the design. They're basically the COVID was the unraveling, right? The end of the unraveling, and this crisis, this rebirth will be, everything will be changed. And I'm not forecasting doing some Nostradamus stuff. I'm just forecasting the markets, right? And giving you guys, a viewpoint of you're on the right track. I don't think we're on the wrong track, right? And I think crypto is part of that. For me, this month, I'm trying to get my funds out of like Stripe, out of PayPal. I don't want to store money, right? I don't want to store money in banks. I don't want to store money on the platforms, right? That's what I'm doing personally for my family, is having alternatives. I think the stock market will always have capital coming into it, and some of these exchanges like TD Ameritrade or Charles Schwab, if you look at the news today, Goldman Sachs, starting to reduce people, because I think traditional investments are going to, is going to unravel as well. Think about the people that's down 20%, just in the last, couple of months on their 401k, right? Of course, the Social Security and things like that, I think it can be easily replaced by switching to digital. So, you have a war on finances right now. The reason MT4, right? MT4 and guys are using on iOS, right? We talked about Andrew Tate. We talked about some other guys. When they got banned, they used to get banned off social media. It wasn't just YouTube and Facebook. It was bank accounts. It was credit cards. It was platforms like PayPal and Stripe. So Andrew Tate, all of his accounts got banned, right? And so when we talk about, you know, them attacking Russia, and you have MT4 in the news, right? I'll put this out here. You know, it was really attacked because the MT4 platform is a Russian platform. And so it was basically just removed off iOS, right? Another, you know, there's a lot of FTMO accounts and funded trader accounts as well. One of the ones that, you know, kind of show you one like Surge Trader. You can actually get the account the same day if you can make 10%. So you get an account for, you know, one of the things, I'll bring it up, right? So a lot of the funded accounts make you wait 10 days or 30 days. You know, some of these funded accounts, right? Just so you have like, so if your account was froze up tomorrow, right? You're like, damn, how can I get money? You know, if you can trade and you have a couple of funded accounts, even with your money being froze up, right? As a backup plan. I'm not saying this is the, you know, end all. And that's one of the reasons it's also a MetaTrader. A lot of these funded trader accounts is on MetaTrader, which, you know, your desktop is fine, but the mobile, they're trying to restrict people. So here, if you make 10%, you know, in a day, right, on a $50,000 account, which, you know, 5,000 is a lot for somebody, you know, to make, but when the market is running, right, 10% is not that difficult. And of course, that's the whole thing. So I feel confident going in and trying to get 10% over 2 days or 1 day. But, you know, these fees are non-refundable. So you got to know what you're doing. But I just wanted to show you an alternative that you could get funded in the same day, right? You open up the account, they give you a demo account, you get 10%. If you don't get 10% in the same day, it may take you a little bit of time, can't have a loss 4%.